This new moon in Gemini on June the 6th it's something very different. It's something completely different. But it's Gemini energy, and Gemini energy is just, they sort of like in a class and a league of their own. And with this new moon, it is a new moon that is in a class, in a league of its own. Now, I have recorded a video just before this one. I'm wearing exactly the same clothes, different bracelet. And it was about the energy that a really, really powerful energy that initiated on June the 3rd. If you haven't watched it, you definitely want to watch it, because it's just gonna give you so much more. And this video actually builds on that, you know. I do think that maybe in that video I may have said that the new moon is on June the 8th. I do think I may have. If I did, I do apologize. It's on June the 6th, in fact. I was thinking about infinity and abundance and flow, so I sort of had that 8 energy in my mind, so I do apologize for it if I did say that, but it's on June the 6th, which is an incredible date. And also with the number 6, you know, in tarot, when you kind of look at the Kabbalistic tree of life, which is basically what tarot is a pictorial depiction of, then, you know, 6 sort of shows you how things can go in different directions. So this is a time of great potential. And of course, Gemini is that, you know, it is that energy of, let's see how we can do it differently. You know, let's put a new spin on things. Let's do it differently. You've been doing it that way, it hasn't been working, so let's try something different. So that energy is very strongly in the air, and it most sort of like strongly initiated on June the 3rd. I'm going to explain to you a little bit later in the video why all of that is, and I'm going to put a link for the other video down below in the description. So make a point, make a note. If you haven't watched the other video, you definitely want to watch it, because it's going to explain to you so much more of the potential that can be beneficial to you, how to, you know, utilize this wonderful energy that's coming about, how to benefit from it. Because I tell you for a fact that this new moon in Gemini is something, it's just something different. It's something quite amazing. So welcome to the video. I am Adrian Nelson. I'm a holistic wellness practitioner, life transformation coach, born intuitive, born psychic. I help people to discover their magic, to expand it, to benefit from it, to maintain it, you know, how to just live a better life. And I do it through astrology, tarot, numerology. I'm a hypnotherapist, abundance coaching, mindset coach. You know, if you are in Cape Town, I do Reiki massages. They're really beautiful. And also something that I do offer that you might be interested in every month, you know, surrounding the new moon and the full moon, I do a beautiful 3 days sacred journey. It's a group journey, but you get the individualized experience. So you need to have WhatsApp for this. I send you a link, you know, across the 3 days, and you know, it's a day before the event, so either the new moon or the full moon. So for this month, it's the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th of June. All right, so it consists of a guided session every day, because I'm a hypnotherapist, so definitely want to put that in there. Guided session every day. I draw an oracle card for you. I draw a tarot card for you. I set up a Reiki, distance Reiki, crystal healing board. You know, I bring in water magic. I bring in angel magic. I bring in candle magic or white light magic. So if you are interested in benefiting from that, it's 3 days. It's currently, for this particular one, it's 220 Rand South African money. It's 22 US dollars. You can contact me for that. You can either email me or you can WhatsApp me. I prefer to be WhatsApp or WhatsApp text. Contact details down below in the description. Okay, so before I get into all of this, because there is quite a lengthy explanation that I need to get through for you, and as I said, it builds on the previous video that I've created. So you can either go and watch the previous video first, or you can finish this one and definitely make sure that you go back and watch that one, because it's going to give you such incredible golden nuggets that you can really benefit from so amazingly. It is just absolutely incredible. So first and foremost, I want to draw for you an oracle card before I get into the descriptions. And this is an oracle deck. It's a beautiful oracle deck, Moonology Messages Oracle by Yasmin Boland. You know, incredible person who does amazing things in the world. I got this oracle deck actually specifically for my 3 days full moon sacred journey last month. So I'm going to draw you a card from this. Then I'm going to get into the explanation. I'm going to get into the breakdown. I'm going to get into the, you know, suggested do's and don'ts. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to draw a oracle card for you from this beautiful deck, the Dreamweaver's Oracle. Beautiful deck of cards. And I'm going to timestamp that for all your different zodiac energies. Okay, so be sure to watch from beginning to end to make sure that you get everything, you get understand what everything is about, how you can benefit from it. Let's start by drawing your oracle card. So beautiful oracles, crystals, beings, crystal energies, life beings, astrological beings, guides, guardians, and angels. What is it that my beautiful cosmic sibling needs to know? I want you to know that this new moon in Gemini has got good news and it's got bad news. You know, so you want to know it both so you can know how to navigate through it for your highest good. How beautiful is this? It says talk to the moon, communicate, and there's a new moon over there. So fantastic, so auspicious, so on point, because you know Gemini is the energy of communication, Gemini being ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, Gemini along with Virgo. And just want to quickly pause there just for a moment, because both Virgo and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. And I'm just explaining this to you because it does come in a little bit in play a little bit later on when we're going to speak about Capricorn. All right, so when you think of the planet of communication, it's not just how we speak, but how we express ourselves, our inner sort of like verbiage to the self, to others, our body language, all that sort of thing. So with Gemini, they are very externalizing energy. You know, they typically kind of like, and I'm really stereotyping here, but typically just saying what's on their mind. You know, where Virgo experienced it all, but they kind of have it to the inside. So same energy, but different ways, you know. Gemini, outside, Virgo, inside. So this is a great thing because new moon, it's all about new beginnings, and it's about outside. It's about externalizing. So speak to the moon, speak to the life, speak to the energy, speak to the universe, you know, speak to whatever deity that has, you know, personal, profound significance to you, about what your heart's desires are. If ever there was a time to speak up for what it is that you'd like to have, now is the time. And if you are not journaling, or if you stop journaling, now is the time for you to journal. And you know, it's about what's going on in your mind. It's about getting it down on paper, because a lot of times we believe that we've got complete clarity in our mind until we actually write it down, and then we realize, well, not so clear, you know, some room for improvement type of thing. And this is everything that's on your mind. Just get it out, just get it out, just get it out. It's a wonderful way to process. And unlike therapy, it's free, you know. So before we get completely into it, so let's just quickly look at the new moon itself. So new moons are all about new beginnings, you know. And new moon in Gemini, which is all about let's try this, let's try this, let's do this, let's do that. It's a really, really cool time for new beginnings, and everything is about to change. I'm telling you, Gemini energy has always been a game changer. So everything is about to change for you, and you can see how you can utilize this to your benefit, especially with you know, with those time-stamped sort of like, you know, zodiac breakdowns at the end. But you want to watch the first part in order to actually have that last bit make even more sense to you. Okay, so let's start with the good news. All right, so actually let's get some keywords. So love is very much in the air. Gemini is the energy that likes love. They love it. You know, they love love. They love life. This is also about a lot of lessons in love. So even though love is in the air, you know, the way that you experience it is also determined by what your relationship is with love. You know, are you maybe sort of like bearing some grudges? Are there some difficulties that you're dealing with getting through? And if that's the case, then you definitely want to go look at that previous video, for which there's a link in the description. Okay. It's all about new ideas, you know. This is the time to have those conversations. All right. So depending on when you see this video, I'm releasing it on June the 3rd. You can already start initiating those conversations, or you can at least think about them, contemplate, do the journaling, practice it in your mind. You know, envision that maybe on your phone you've got a picture of that person that you need to have that conversation with, or you know, you just imagine that they're there. You speak in the mirror, look at your own eyes, and see what your eyes are sort of like giving back to you. So the good news with displacement, because what I want you to let you know is that Venus has got a bit of a clash with Saturn during this new moon. Okay, let's first start there. Let's first begin there. So Venus, the planet Venus, which is all about passion and love and heart's desires and all the things that make your heart go boom, 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 boom in a nice way, There is it is the ruler of the zodiacal energy of Libra, and Libra is all about fairness. Libra is all about what is right. But then the one thing with Libra also, where they can often give themselves a lot of personal tension, is Libra often experiences that extreme push of I must do it now versus, oh my God, what if I do it now? What can go wrong? So there's quite a lot of that. And Saturn is typically an energy, as I said in the previous video, I go more into Saturn, but it's sort of like, about the limitations and the restrictions and the areas where you need to heal and the things that can hold you back, and, the way unresolved patterns can lead to self-sabotage and that sort of thing. All right. So it's very much sort of almost like fair game in many ways at this point. But this is the thing, if you don't make a choice, literally, if you don't make a choice, you may actually find yourself in a space that can be incredibly overwhelming, but you might also feel very, very sort of like all over the place at the moment, not too sure what the choices that you need to make, and that is why you want to be watching this video. All right. So the good things is that, there could be very good times ahead for you, very good luck, just good luck, just things are just happening for you. This is pretty much what this new moon in Gemini is pretty much about. It's things are just happening, fantastic for happiness and love. It triggers a positive. So things can go really, really well for you, really, really easily with very, very minimal effort. Granted that you are not sort of like carrying heavy animosity and stuff like that inside of you, because then the energy that is positive will feel very sort of like opposing to you, and your deeper psyche will say no to it. Okay. I suppose the bad news, if you want to say it, is it's about those restrictions about the Capricorn energy. So self-discipline is important. So if there's any sort of forgiveness that you need to do, anything that you're holding on, anything that's not healthy, if you've got any sort of, getting even, revenge type of vibes going on, that is not really what you want to be doing. All right? That is not really the direction that you want to take. Okay? And Saturn energy is obviously Capricorn energy, and this is what I wanted to bring home for you with that Gemini and Virgo sort of like comparison to Mercury. So Capricorn is the energy that, if you look at the zodiac chart, then Capricorn is right opposite Cancer. All right. So they are both very deep feelers, very deep processors. Both have the potential to really spark in a crazy way. But, again, Cancer is the very internalizing energy. Capricorn is the very externalizing energy. So there can be periods of, sort of like explosive energy, especially towards sort of like the 3rd, June the 3rd, which is on the Sunday at the end of the week. So a lot of things that weren't spoken of, a lot of sort of things that were just kept inside, they can actually really explode outwards. But in essence, it is not really the, even if it's unpleasant, it's sort of like those unpleasantries that can actually lead to a good outcome. Okay? So lots and lots of things are possible, but there are also clashes that are possible. So anything that's unresolved, trust me when I tell you this, it's going to come to the forefront. Now, I don't know if any of you ever had a fight with a Gemini, but I remember the first time that this happened to me. It's a very sudden, unexpected, overwhelming sort of thing, because Gemini can be the most placid, beautiful earth angel, practical fairies in human being form. They're just amazing. But when they've had enough and when that few sparks, I'm telling you, first of all, you're not going to be able to speak louder than them. And they're going to sort out that business wherever you are. So whether you're at home, whether you're in a store, whether in the street, typically, like, this is just stereotyping, but typically they're going to get it off their chest and will get it off their chest now. And a lot of times Gemini can, they don't really plan it so much. You know, people sometimes say they're very dramatic, but it's almost like, now Geminis don't sort of like, you know, kill me over this, but Geminis often have a deep sense of insecurity in actual fact. And they might sometimes feel that if they verbalize what they need to say in front of other people, it sort of gives it validity, because a lot of people will call Gemini crazy and unhinged and all those type of things. I love them. I absolutely love them. Okay? Any struggles that you have with finances and abundance and mindset and focus and all of those type of things, those can actually really be resolved for you, you know? Because a lot of people will hop on how, you know, sort of like flaky and all those type of things that Geminis can be. But these people get stuff done. There are few people that are able to get things done better and more effective and in really magical ways than Geminis. So that is a period that is definitely in the air. So if you actually have Gemini somewhere in your chart, then you want to go take a look at, you know, later on when I do the breakdown of the different energies, definitely go take a look at your Gemini. But my communication is in Gemini, which is my Mercury, which is why I like to talk a lot. You know, and I like my hands and everything is moving all the time. All right, so there is the Gemini part. Now the Saturn part, you know, Saturn typically has a very bad reputation. You know, everybody's always like on about Saturn and Saturn is bad and wherever it's placed. But Saturn is the great teacher of the zodiac. And remember, I can almost say like your foundational purpose of being on this planet is to grow, is to expand. Earth is a school. So because, you know, humans are part of nature. You know, we put ourselves very separate from that. But when you look at it, then, you know, humans typically, as nature, typically shift under pressure. You know, when things are difficult and you feel cornered, that is typically when humans will open themselves to different shifts that they haven't previously been open to. Okay? So don't bash Saturn. All right? Saturn is the one that can really take you forward, and that can come in the form of illness even, and lack and famine and losing and going bankrupt. And it doesn't have to be that extreme, because Gemini is still a light energy. I'm just letting you know. Saturn in general, you know, it can be that relationship ending. There's a lot of that at this particular point in time. You know, I think especially for Aquarius, we're going to see when we get there. Pisces also. Actually sort of like those last three houses, 10, 11, and 12, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, you know, so we're going to see when we get to that. But this is a time to really get real about stuff. It's a time to get real about what you want, about what you need, about self-expression, you know, with loved ones, with finances. So love and finances are the two things that are really on the table at the moment. There's very fast changes that are possible at the moment. Now, you know, apart from everything that initiated so strongly on June the 3rd, you remember there's also these massive solar flares that are taking place at the moment, and they just energize everything, you know, and you can be really going through the emotions quite a lot over these couple of days. And that is why I really want to make this detailed video, so you actually get what's going on. You don't think that you're losing your mind and you're losing the plot and, you know, that you're doing worse than ever, because oftentimes a breakthrough into something positive, a gateway, a divine gateway into something positive, can really feel like, you know, like everything is going horribly wrong. And that is very much what is happening at the moment. Okay? So it's definitely time to face those important relationships, to face those money issues. And it's a big thing with money at the moment is not so much as can I afford it, can't I afford it, that sort of thing. So do I want to afford it? You know, so you can, let's say you're looking for a new place to stay. You know, so yes, I can afford it, but do I want to pay that money? Or, you know, I'm saving on money, for example, but does it really match with what I want personally? So it's also about the personal relationship with the self. All right. So remember, when it comes to relationships with loved ones and, you know, with partners, so be it romantic, can be romantic, can be professional, loved ones, family, all of that sort of things. Where you come from ultimately determines that experience at the end of the day. Okay. So it's really time to face those important things. So if you have been side skipping a little bit, this new moon in Gemini is not going to let you do that. So you can either approach things in a, as amicably as you possibly can, or there might be those explosions. All right. Either way, it works out well, but those explosions will not be, they will not be pleasurable, and they can be quite shocking, and they can feel very ill-timed. All right. So it's definitely a time to gain clarity, and this is why you want to journal. All right, it's important that you journal, because also remember with Gemini energy, it's Mercury energy. It's like a smaller planet around the sun. It moves very, very fast. That is why we have like 4 up to 5 sometimes Mercury retrogrades in a year. Which people see as so terrible. I'm not going to go into retrogrades because I went to it a little bit in detail in the previous video. Maybe at some point in future I'll make a video about how retrogrades can actually benefit you. But you definitely want to go take a look at that. All right. Also, the thing that is happening with this Venus and Saturn clash is that, I kind of already went into it, but any unhealed wounds, anything you hold on to that is not healthy. Typically, anything we hold on to is not healthy. Anything you hold on to, anything you cling on to, my previous life, they did this to me, those things are going to cause clashes. All right. It is also a very good time for you to make a wish for what it is that you wish for, hope for, what it is that you desire. This is definitely a week of personal transformation. Powerful personal transformation, because as I said, when Gemini comes on the scene, they change everything. Gemini is a game changer, okay? And it's really, personal growth, positive transformation is very possible now, but it does require you to reach deeply. Okay, so this is not a surface level vibe, all right? And therefore, I would definitely recommend you very strongly to consider, participating in that 3-day new moon in Gemini journey that I'm facilitating over 5, 6, and 7 June, all right? Because it's definitely to your benefit, and group intention always amplifies everything in the most positive way, okay? So, just to give you a quick little breakdown of this whole week, because, and again, as I said, Gemini is a game changer, because whereas the focus is normally, say, maybe the 2 days before either the new moon or the full moon, and the 2 days afterwards, with this Gemini energy, it's the whole week. It's the whole week. So, you may have started out actually on June the 3rd, which was a Sunday, kind of feeling sort of crap. Not feeling like doing anything. I actually felt kind of crap yesterday. I was like, oh, But then this morning I woke up and was like, oh, because today there's this amazing energy, and today's June the 3rd that I'm recording this, so it's a beautiful build-up, more than your typical, well, that's not 100% correct, but, a lot more firm foundation, I would maybe say, than what you sometimes get with new moons, because the thing about new moons is that, and especially me, I'm a Cancerian, so I'm ruled by the moon. New moons can sometimes really kind of make you feel very drained and kind of fucked over. It's a very intense energy, actually. Whereas with Gemini, they're like, well, let's make it some fun. All right. So June the 3rd is a really powerful date, because Jupiter, the planet of good luck, is trining with Pluto. So it kind of like forms like a, if you kind of look in the sky, it's like a triangle basically. And, triangles, when you look at it, the pyramids, or, the Trinity, mind, body, spirit, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's different ways of expressing the same thing. Yeah, then, past, present, future. Those are all Trinity sort of things. It's about calling something powerful in. And Pluto is the planet of powerful, global, overall transformation. All right. So when you think of Jupiter, which is the energy of good luck, this is a time when things can go very positively for many people, and that is why June the 3rd is that powerful, powerful date. Again, I made a video about it. Go have a look at it. Also on June the 3rd, and this is just sort of like a summary of the video, Mercury moved into Gemini. So remember, Mercury is the planet of communication. Gemini and Virgo are the zodiac signs that are ruled by the planet Mercury. So obviously, if you kind of imagine that Gemini is a person, and, Mercury is a town, then Gemini is very at home in the town of Mercury, because, your amigos are staying here. You can just be fully yourself. And that is a beautiful energy as well. Maybe a way to look at it, to kind of get an idea of, now I'm not asking you to be judgmental and like, sort of like, crappy towards yourself. But if you kind of want to get an idea of what your personal relationship with yourself is and what abundance is, and maybe what your subconscious mind, your deeper beliefs, pay attention to how from June the 3rd, you are feeling all the way through to June the 9th. All right? So from Monday to Sunday, see how you feel. How are things just working out for you or not working out for you? What sort of conflict are you getting and what is just going smoothly? That will give you an idea, because Mercury is a fast moving energy, but it's an easy moving energy. So with Geminis, for example, they can give you a ton of information. And it can be very complex sort of things as well, like algebra or whatever. And whereas with other people, you may not get it. Gemini is able to explain something in 10 minutes that might take somebody else like 3 days. And they can do it just like that, and everybody in the room gets it. So that is pretty much the energy at the moment. And then on June the 5th, it is dark moon. So dark moon is like a reset. The sky is dark. You don't see the moon. And then following the new moon hits in Gemini, and it occurs in 16 degrees. So just to kind of give you a quick context with that, so when you look at a sort of like the zodiac wheel, you get like the 12 houses, and it's like 12 pie slices basically, and they all sort of like 33. I think it's like 33.3 degrees or something like that. But let's make it 33 degrees. And so if it depends on which sort of like third of it is that you are, so the first one would normally be, it's great, but it's a little bit unstable. More towards the second one is more sort of like firm, and then the last one is also great, very powerful, can sometimes become a little bit toxic. Okay, so this is sort of like nicely there in the sweet spot in the middle. So that's a really, really cool placement. And then on June the 9th, which is the Sunday, Mars is moving into Taurus. Okay. And so this can be a little bit of a pedantic placement. All right. So that is why I said pay attention to how things are going, because if it can actually go both ways. Your week can go really, really great, and boom, you get to Sunday the 9th of June, and then everything's like, oh, which just means you've got some work to do. Or everybody around you, and this is what a lot of people who's been putting in the work, and if you actually put in this work, the work this week, then you can really make really fast progress, like progress you'll make in like 40 years, you can make in 1 week. Because remember, Gemini is a quick energy and it's intelligent energy. They see potential where other people don't. All right. So take a look at that on Sunday. But what I'm going to say to you is that if your Sunday is feeling a little challenging and overwhelming, what you might want to do is to do something that is fun to you. Go for coffee, get dressed up, go for a drive, go for a run, go hang out with some people, that sort of thing, That is so if you do find yourself in that space by Sunday, June the 9th, that is what you want to do. Because this energy also, it sort of makes you determined, but it also makes you stubborn, And remember that stubbornness, even the determination, can come from a sense of like, I've sort of like, how can I say this? I've sort of like compromised myself so much that I'm not going to do that anymore. So it can become very hard on yourself and subsequently to the people around you. So you don't want to push people away. Okay? And I'm going to say that if people are going through their emotions, maybe be there for them, but don't try to like say that, well, you must look at this and this and that, because you can get blowouts that you might not like. Okay? Also remember that Mars is that Aries energy, is that new beginnings energy, the January of the zodiac. I speak about that in the previous video, so definitely be sure to go back to that video, okay? So you can get more sense of it. Taurus being in Venus, so it's that sense of like, I wanna go for what I want, and I want it now, and this is how I want it, okay? There can be some changes that are feeling uncomfortable. This can include plans not working out the way that you thought you thought it was set in stone. This is not a time to hold on to anything. If there's anything actually that you want to do, especially during this week, around this new moon in Gemini, is that you want to be pliable, all right? You want to be bendable, teachable, more open to consideration as opposed to closed mind. You're going to see when we get to your zodiac breakdown, okay? It's funny because it's an energy. It can feel very chilled, but it can also feel very like strongly temporary sort of feel, so it's a bit of a trippy space this Sunday coming June the 9th, but it's also a space where there can be incredible breakthroughs, especially in your career and your finances. So whether you're working for sort of like a company or you're working for yourself and you've, maybe, just being a bit real, this can be really beautiful breakdowns for you where your persistence and your practicality and your hard work and everything that you put on in could actually really, really pay off for you in a beautiful way. All right. So comment, let me know what your wishes are. Put it down on paper. You put it down on paper, you make it real. It's like Paulo Coelho says in The Alchemist. If you haven't read The Alchemist, I'm really strongly going to recommend that you do. It's such a beautiful journey of self-transformation. I've read it a couple of times, and every time I read it, I get something new. I don't have a copy to show you because I've got a tendency to kind of, pass books along. So I have passed along a couple of copies. Yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful period to let you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw for you from this beautiful Dreamweavers Oracle for all your different zodiac energies. I'm going to timestamp it for you. This is where you get some really personal guidance for your zodiac energy and how you can benefit from it. This is also a time when you want to go look at your placements, sun, moon, rising, ascending. If you don't know what it is, I speak about it in the previous video. All right. And also, if you don't know what they are, or you just want to get a deeper understanding of your own personal blueprint, so I do natal chart readings. They're quite detailed. They're about anything from 2.5 to easily 3 hours, depending on everything that's happening in your chart, your blueprint, your manual for life. But if you want to have just an idea, quite nice detailed idea, you can go and check out www. Now I just need to go make sure it's Cafe Astrology. So you can Google Cafe Astrology or www.astro.cafeastrology.com. They're really incredible. I'm not affiliated with this company or anything at all. I just really love how they operate. So you can go and check that out. Just to let you know, if you do decide to join that beautiful 3-day journey, I'm going to be drawing for you from personal cards. I draw cards for every single individual from the original Moonology Oracle cards, and on the third day there's a tarot draw. All right, but for now, I'm going to draw from this beautiful Dreamweavers Oracle deck. I love this deck. It's also the deck that I use to train my next level psychic development coaching along with Oracle card reading. It's a very detailed course. It's 11 weeks, 5 days a week, 20-minute lessons. So you come to about 19.5 hours of coaching, and sorry. So I'm starting it again on July the 3rd. If you're interested in it, let me know. Contact me, send me an email, preferably send me a WhatsApp text message. Okay, so using this beautiful Dreamweavers oracles, and these cards are all about how you draw your own desired experience of life into your reality, which is really why I wanted to use them for this, for these readings. So these are going to be timestamps. So let's start with Aries. So Aries. Aries, you may really have this urge to sort of like expand your horizons, to travel, to do new things, take small trips, take big trips, quite an emphasis on communication for you. Your mind might be going in all different directions, all different thoughts, all different ideas. And you may possibly experience a need to want to contain it, but nope, my beautiful Aries. This is the time to let your mind carpe diem like nobody's business. All right. And the oracle message that came for you, this is so amazing. Again, initiating energy. If a cat calls round the moon. When Colette Baron Reed explained this deck, she's explained it came to her in a dream state. This was the first card that came to her. All right, so this was almost like the initiator of this beautiful deck. So very initiating energy for you, my beautiful Aries. As it says, if a cat calls around the moon. So what if you embrace and entice, your dream? What if you, instead of saying, well, I shouldn't have that, and I can't have that, and this won't work, and that won't work, what if you say to yourself, what if it does work? So use your imagination to your benefit. Be it with finances, with home, with being with that person that you care about, with that person that you want to be with, my beautiful, beautiful Aries. This is a time to open yourself to that idea. To, instead of saying, well, I don't see how this and this and that can happen, to kind of more go into a space of like, maybe it's possible for me. Okay. Taurus. So Taurus, This is quite a cool space for you because, you know, the second house is your money house, and this is very, you know, there's for you, it's a very beautiful space around this new moon. You know, there could be more financial energy. You can feel inspired to do things. This is a space where you can get a new job. You know, you can maybe get a very lucrative client if you've been trying to get things going for a while. So maybe you're like an entrepreneur like me, you know, and it's been a bit challenging. It felt very sort of like, you know, push and pull, tug of war, never really getting there, you know, loving hand to mouth, that sort of thing. This is a space where you can actually make big quantum jumps. You know, you get that raise, that side hustle works out, or you get a new side hustle, or you might think about something. You are definitely strongly encouraged to go for it. This is a space where you can get all sorts of breakthroughs. You know, it could be an idea that somebody passes to you, but it's kind of more like a completed package that can just come your way. So this can be quite a beautiful space for you. You know, I'm always careful to say things like this, but you know, if ever there's a time for you to play the lotto, my beautiful, beautiful Taurus, this might be a time for you to do it. All right, you may not win the whole lottery, but maybe you might get a good sum of money. All right, or a very powerful lesson, or you know, you go to play the lotto and then you happen to be at some place at some time and you get like a different idea. Okay, so beautiful things that can happen for you over here. Quite a wonderful period for, I can almost say, personal possessions. You know, so if you need stuff or you want stuff, or can really work out for you. When the weavers built the sun. Okay, so this card is speaking, my beautiful, beautiful Taurus, about the fact that success is built into the blueprint of who you are. Okay, there is already a plan of success for you from the very beginning when you were called into being. So this is a time to open yourself and to have trust and faith in the universe, and to say, you know what, if there is something amazing out there for me, I open myself to that widely. Okay. Gemini. Gemini, this is a fantastic period for you. It's already set, and obviously you are in Gemini season, so you know that is really amplified. In any placements in Gemini is really cool as well. So for example, my communication, my Mercury is in Gemini, so I yap, you know. So for example, my talk is good at the moment, so I can be through speaking, which is something that I love to do. I can connect to people, for example, in a way that that maybe won't work another way. But remember, communication is also in your writing, in your drawing, and all those sort of things, okay? Just showing up in your energy, okay? But this is a great doorway opening for you, great abundance. This is a time to really pursue those personal goals, those big dreams that you wanted to have, you know? Because with the new moon in your beautiful energy, Gemini, this is a time where things can go very positively for you very, very quickly, okay? Any plans, any desires, they can work out really, really well. You kind of want to consider an action plan for your year ahead. Now, you don't have to commit to that. You just want to have an idea of where it is that you want to go. So use that beautiful daydream imagination of yours to your benefit. So let's say you want to open a flower store or a bakery, or you want a mechanic, or like whatever the hell it is that you want to do. What is it that you want it to look like and feel like? And like, how do you want your business cards to look, or your online presence, and you know, that sort of stuff? How do you want your life to be? I've got a dog. How do I want my mornings to be with my dog? That sort of thing. All right. When the ones you need fly close, you've got a lot of support at the moment, my beautiful Gemini, from the spiritual realm. So from your guides, your guardians, your angels, but also the deceased loved ones, somebody that's very close to you. They're right with you at the moment. So if you might think that you are experiencing maybe a loved one being close by, and you might think to yourself, no, that's just my imagination, it most certainly is not. Okay, your loved ones are close by from the spiritual realm, Okay. Cancer, you gotta breathe. You gotta breathe, you gotta relax, you gotta unwind, you gotta take it easy. You might be sort of burnt out, highly strung, low on energy. This is a time to chill it out and to recharge your batteries, Cancer. All right, things have been very overwhelming. There's a lot of things that's been happening in the world. Those solar flares has been crazy. You know, there's been a lot of emotions. In Cancer, you typically feel everybody's emotions because you're a water energy. So Cancer, this is a time to take it easy. This is a time to daydream. This is a time to brainstorm with others and with yourself. You know, again, journal. What is it that you want? What is it that you want to experience? You know, you might be very mentally burned out, you might be physically burned out, you know, which obviously leads to sort of like almost like that red zone. You might be in the orange zone heading to the red zone when it comes to emotions. And the thing about you, Cancer, that a lot of people don't know is that when you get a little bit on edge, you can become incredibly explosive. You know, I'm a Cancerian myself, and, you know, a Cancer exploding is not something you necessarily want to be at the receiving end of. And so anything also that you sort of been keeping inside, you want to process that at the moment. Okay? You definitely want to process that. This is really a time for your focus to be on health improvement, physical, mental, because you might be heading towards a bit of a breakdown, Cancer. Okay? What the sunbeams have to show. So this is an energy that life is kind of saying to you, Cancer, you know what? I want to show you how amazing you are. I want to show you what other people who are naturally attracted to you, naturally attracted to your energy. You walk into the room, you're the light in the room. I want you to get what that is. So you can stop second guessing and short selling yourself. Okay? There is definitely a very strong energy for my absolutely beautiful fellow Cancerians at the moment. Leo. Leo, this is a time you want to show people I'm a Leo and I'm hot. And why not? I mean, you know, Leo energy is very highly and very positively charged at the moment, again with the solar flares, because, you know, as we see it in astrology, the sun is seen as a planet, the father energy, the protector energy, the guardian energy of all zodiac energies, and that is why Leos like to really take care of people, bring lightness to the world, and you know, you want to kind of show to people, this is who I am at the moment. You know, I'm hot, I'm sexy, and this is the time when you want to do it. You definitely want to go ahead and do that, all right? Anything at the moment that you kind of put your mind to and your focus on can come quite easily to you. It's a very lucky period for you. All right, it's a very lucky period for you. You know, great for dates, be it personal, be it romantic, be it work, whatever, networking. All of those things pay off really exceptionally well for you at this particular point in time, my beautiful Leos. Energy for you, only weavers know the time. All right. So what you are being asked to at the moment to do, beautiful Leos, is to be ready to shine, to glow, to be successful. You don't need to know when it's going to happen. You don't need to know how it's going to happen. You sort of want to be in a space where you are just ready for it to happen. You feel what I'm saying to you? Okay? All right, let's see. Virgo. Virgo, if there's ever been a time to shoot for the stars, now is it. Now is that period for you. All right? This is a time where, you know, you can have a lot of focus and a lot of ambition, and you may have been feeling very under the weather, maybe there for a period. Some of you may have been very physically sick because you may have really picked up the crazy energy that's going on, but it's almost like there was like a natural sort of like, I can almost call it, I suppose, a spiritual antibiotic that was happening for you, Virgo, where you know, you kind of felt all this heaviness and it kind of like processed out. For some of you, you wouldn't give yourself a break and a rest, so life kind of put you down. But now you're ready to come up and shine like nobody's business. This is a time where you can get a new job and you know, a raise, a promotion. Even a competitor might offer you such an amazing job at this particular point in time. You know, you are recognized for the efforts that you put in. And this can be in your professional life, in your personal life, where South Africans will know this stuff, you know, Afrikaans, but my sister's a Virgo, and you're like, you know, when you're done being taken for a whole you know, you're done being sort of like, you know, just something anybody sort of like wipe their butt with type of thing, you know. That period has now definitely passed for you, and you may get apologies that you didn't expect. Okay, you might also find yourself being very brave, where maybe you wanted to communicate to someone how you feel, and it sort of kind of like it just comes about, and it works out really, really well. Okay, the oracle card that you have if the taste is sweet and good. Okay, and this is all the many different possibilities over there for you. So if it's good, Virgo, don't think about it, don't analyze it too much. Say, it's good, I like it, I'm going to go for it. All right, this is a time to be really, really kind to yourself and to be very generous with yourself. Okay. Libra, 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 Libra. Libra, this is a time for you to sort of, I can almost say to you, open your heart, mind, and soul with the intention of life. Show me what you got. You know, that's that sort of thing. Show me what you got. Show me the energy what you've got. You know, just show to me what is possible for me at the moment. And this is a space where, now I know, Libra, that this might be a bit challenging for you typically, but you might be surprised how much easier it is that you maybe want to go in a new direction, you want to do new things, and you say, let me just see if I just go with the flow, how it's going to work. This is the best thing that you can do for yourself at this particular point in time, because any sort of I have to, any sort of rigidity towards the self, especially if you're in a space where, you know, maybe you're like the leader of a group or whatever, and you kind of have to keep a certain persona, you know, of all happy and smiles and whatever, it can become very tough very quickly. This is a time to go with the flow and to trust that everything's going to work out for you, okay? Explore possibilities. Don't just go for the first thing, you know? So you need a new outfit for something amazing, or a car or a house or whatever it may be, you know, don't just go for the first thing. Okay? You can say, yes, I like it. I'd really like to go for it. This is definitely what I want. But still sort of, you know, give it a moment of time. You might feel that you might want to really sort of like travel at the moment, go certain places, do certain things. Very Aries sort of energy. Maybe go look at the timestamp for Aries if you haven't watched it. This is the time when you kind of want to go for that, because it can be very, very amazing for you. And the oracle energy that you have is what the winter spirits know. Source know what you want. Source is aware of what it is that your heart desires. Spirit knows what you want. And so things may have seemed a little bleak there for a moment, my beautiful Libras. It may have seemed like everything is dead, you know, nothing is happening. But light is about to come into your life from the most unexpected and amazing ways. If you ever wanted to be blown away by unexpected blessings, now's the time. Scorpio. Scorpio, this is a time to, you know, like, so guys, let's say with relationships. So certain things have happened. You said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. That is not what I'm going to do. I'm done with that person. This is really a good time for you to revisit those decisions. All right. So if you were done with someone, maybe it's a good time to not be so done anymore. And I'm not speaking about compromising yourself. What I am referring to here, my beautiful Scorpios, is maybe, you know, negotiating a new way of doing things. All right. Maybe you've been very stressed at the time, so maybe you were very edgy, you know. Maybe you were in a space of like, oh, well, screw that, whatever. But I'm going to very strongly urge you to maybe take that first step if you need to, without obviously compromising yourself. And the best way to make sure that you don't compromise yourself is to be honest. So get clarity within yourself first. What is the end goal that you want? Who you're going to have this communication with? And how you can communicate so they hear you. Okay? So you want to speak from your strength. Don't be committed to an outcome. You want to speak from your strength. And you want to do so from a point of power. You know? So remember, the answer might still be no, but that no might take you in a very different direction. Okay? This is also a time if you've been dealing with sort of like, you know, loose end settlements, you know, court fightings, that sort of thing, that can actually really work out for you. You know, maybe you've been screwed over by sort of like bad credit, outstanding things, all of that sort of things. Things can really work out for you now. Unexpected bonuses can come through for you now. Unexpected breakthroughs can come through for you. Okay? Oracle energy for you. Time to feed the hungry heart. All right? So, Scorpio, you may have found yourself being very much in a self-preserving space, and that space might have started to become incredibly dark. You know, me against the world. Fuck everybody else. Nobody gets me. You might want to really reconsider that. Okay, that might really be a time for you to reconsider that, because you might be missing out on good things that's available to you. Okay. Sorry, let's just remark this. Sagittarius, my beautiful, beautiful Sagittarius. All right. So Sagittarius, this is a time where you very much same as Scorpio. Actually, when I look at your relationships, settlements, agreements, this is both personal as well as professional. All right. So romance with siblings, with friends, with neighbors, with your kids, with your animals, whatever. Obviously, it doesn't mean that we become rigid with our animals, but you may have been on a sort of trajectory there, my beautiful Sagittarius, of me against the world. Nobody cares about me. Nobody gets me. Gonna do it all on my own. And you might kind of want to start reconsidering that. This is a good time where teamwork and collaboration might work out really, really well for you. All right. This is also a time where, if you look back at it, you will see how much you've actually grown. And you will see that the times when things went south for you, you have been a different person to who you are now. All right. So things don't have to go south for you this particular point time around. Then you might also want to see, might it be that you are entertaining dark thoughts where you're actually beginning to sabotage yourself in the mind already because things went bad that time around. So in order to prevent it from happening again, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. You might be setting yourself sort of like on the back burner instead of pushing yourself forward with that. All right. With partnerships, and again, romantic, personal, professional, all of those things may go in a very definitive direction. And this might actually mean that you either, kind of walk the path together, or there might actually be some final breaks where, you kind of go a separate way. Either way, I feel it works out really, really well. All the magic everywhere. So again, wherever it is that you go, things can actually work out for you really, really beautifully, my incredible, incredible Sagittarius at this particular point in time. If you give life permission to do that for you, all right? That is very, very important at the moment, okay? Capricorn. Capricorn, it's lots happening for you. Lots. All over the place. Lots of opportunity, lots of different things. You might feel yourself being very productive. Your productive sector is actually ignited, so you might find yourself being very inspired. Suddenly, let's say you've got your own business, or maybe at work, let's say maybe your department or your division was maybe going to be phased out or automated or whatever it may be. You may find yourself suddenly being very busy, and people's like, no, you can't go anywhere. So you may have even, say, for example, given in your resignation, or you're thinking about it. You might be holding it, it's on your computer already, printed out, whatever, on your phone, and you're about to send it, and then you get this whole thing where, where that becomes sort of like the complete opposite of where you thought your life might be heading. So it's a time for you to really grind. It's a time for you to really get in with it and to go for it. If ever you've been looking for a new job, anything new job, new home, new look, new haircut, new relationship, anything really new, this is what you want to be open to at the moment. But the thing that you want to focus on quite strongly is sort of like personal well-being, physical health, wellness, diet, fitness. The better you are, the brighter your energy shines, and the brighter everything comes to you. So if you've been eating a lot of crappy food, and maybe you've been drinking too much wine, then it might be time to kind of sort of like get your ducks in a nice sexy row again. The oracle energy for you is all the threads of fate must bend. Okay, so you may have felt, my beautiful, beautiful Capricorn, that nothing in life is ever going to work out for you ever again. Well, you get ready to be beautifully surprised. Okay? Aquarius. So Aquarius, you can be at a space where things are really happening for you, especially if you are single, or if your relationship has started to feel a little stagnated, a little bit sort of like blah, this would really be a wonderful time to sort of breathe new life into it, okay? This is a time where couples can sort of like reignite that flame, and also couples that maybe went their separate ways. You may actually find that maybe now is the time to reunite things, and maybe that separation was necessary, for growth and realization to take place. Maybe you've been taking advantage of each other, and this could be romantic, it could be a close connection with friends, it could be a space of where things that you maybe wanted to do for a while can just happen. If I think of an example, my best friend is an Aquarius. I've got a very strong Aquarius moon placement. And over the weekend past, we actually recorded 2 videos, one about timelines collapsing, one about social media, because he's a social media specialist, really exceptional at it. And earlier today, she was actually saying we should really do things for singles. I thought to myself, oh, how amazing, because that's the energy at the moment. I understand why you know, with that. But this is a time for you Aquarius to really have fun. You may have been a little bit highly strung there for a while, you know, and it might have been your self-imposed task that you have to keep control of things. Maybe nobody actually asked you, but I do feel that everybody actually benefits from that at the end of the day in any case. But this is a time to have fun, to follow your hobbies, to try new things, for courtships, you know. Put yourself out there. All right, put yourself out there. This is one of the most significant lunations, so moon placements for single people, because you know, you might just have that dream person or someone that you never even thought might look in your direction, might actually take that first step towards you. You can trust it. The oracle energy that you got is weavers know that all is God. It's such a beautiful card. This is the energy that lets you know that it doesn't matter how far you supposedly steer off the path. There is a beautiful universal energy that has got your back, and that universal energy, my beautiful Aquarius, is here to help you to pretty much live your best life here. Okay? Pisces. Now, Pisces, you are the one energy, or a Pisces placement, you are the one energy that you want to stay at home. You want to take care of yourself. You want to be there for yourself. Make yourself yummy soup. Get yourself yummy soup, or whatever your equation is of that. You want to really take care of yourself. Take those long baths. Take some time out. Literally smell the flowers. Plant the flowers that you'd like to smell, you know, whenever it may be. Buy yourself flowers. This is a time to be there for yourself. You can also, and again, this is so amazing because one of my clients is a Pisces, and she mentioned this to me. You might suddenly get in a space where you say to yourself, I'm not just going to sit around here, lay around here, wait for things to happen. Nope, 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 nope. Hell to the you know, I'm going to take some action. I'm going to make things happen for me. I'm going to make things work. So you might find yourself becoming very family oriented, you know, very domestically oriented. Maybe, you know, connections with your significant others, children, parents, you know, loved ones. Maybe it's been not necessarily horribly sour, but not really all that great or not so wonderfully balanced. Get ready for it to be beautifully, beautifully balanced. All right? Very energized energy. Now, here's the thing. You may have put up with certain things for such a long period of time that you are just, you've had it with it. And you may kind of almost want to go on a screaming fest with people. I'm going to fucking sort them out. You want to be mindful of that. All right, this is a time to build bridges and not to burn bridges. Okay, we're gonna go for a walk now, baby. Say hello to Pisces. Hello, Pisces. Hello, Pisces. It's raining outside in Cape Town, but we're gonna go for a walk here because we just grew like that. Yeah. All right. Let's draw for Pisces. So it's very important to approach matters with grace. Okay. The oracle energy that you got is when the grid became a pole. All right, so it might have taken you a very long time to get to where you are. You are ready for amazing things right now, but just be mindful that you don't go into that space of like, fuck the world, you know, because that will, you're the one zodiac energy that wants to be a little bit careful. Okay, being good, being there for yourself, and maybe, you know, even booking yourself somewhere, some time away from your regular life might be a great idea. You know, listen to some calming music, buy your favorite ice cream, you know, or sorbet, or whatever it is that you like. So thank you for watching. I wish you a beautiful new moon in Gemini. From my heart, namaste, love and light.